I have a 74 Chevy Truck, and what I'm doing, I'm trying to restore the interior of the truck. Now in 1974, this dash piece right here, this gauge cluster cover, whatever you want to call it, instrument panel, was actually two-tone. And when I say two-tone, it was wood grain up here and black down here. You can't buy those like that. They don't sell them anymore, and it's pretty much obsolete. If you want one, you'll have to go junkyard hunting and hope you find a good one. Or you can do what I'm going to show you how to do, and that is actually buying a brand new one and making your own wood grain.
Welcome to D.I.Y. Automotive School with my friend Pete and Minnie, the body shop girl. It's everything you need to know about cars and more.
So what I'm doing right now, I'm taping off where I don't want the wood grain to go, which would be this area right here. And I'm just going to let everybody know that this panel, when you buy it, is very expensive. It's a very expensive panel, and it is not cheap. So remember that. I'm taking my 2-inch tape, and I'm covering up the chrome, just like you see this going on right here. Because what we're going to do is we have to paint, we have to spray paint the plastic where we're going to wood grain. Alright, now that I got it taped off, I'm going to go ahead and you saw me taking my sandpaper, and what I was doing is going around and cleaning the edges of the tape after I took my razor blade to it. Once again, this is a brand new dash. They don't sell them with wood grain, and this is how you're going to do it. So I got a product here. It's called Plastic Cleaner by Polyvance. It's called Super Prep. We're going to go ahead and spray our panel down with this real quick like that, and then we'll wipe it off. And this stuff dries very quickly, so the biggest job of this is to actually tape it off. That's the biggest part of this whole project. So let's get all this out of the way, and we're going to go ahead and paint this. And this is the color of my choice right here, because I actually went ahead and restored the door panels and the dashboard as well. And I've already painted the door panels. I'm going to paint the dash today with special vinyl paint, and this is the color that matched the best. It's a couple shades darker. That's what we want. We don't want it. It's going to be pretty dark, but as far as the base coat goes, we don't want it super dark. We want to be able to have contrasting colors. So this is a Rust-Oleum paint, and it is a paint primer all in one. And when this dries, it'll dry to a flat. I believe this is the flat, yeah, satin finish. So and if we get any paint inside where we taped it off, we can come back with a cotton swab and some lacquer thinner and clean it up. So I'm going to go set this out in the sun so we can get it to dry at a reasonable rate, and then we're going to come back and put our wood grain on it. Alright, our dash is now painted. What we're going to do is we're going to take our stain, and I'm not really happy with this brand, this Minwax. They say it's fast drying, but it's not. So, yeah, make sure that you check that out. I did buy another brand, which was Varathane, and this also says fast drying, but it was too dark. This was black. So once again, I've already wood grained my door panel pieces and my dash piece, and what I'm doing now is wood graining this panel to match, to give it that factory original look. This is a wood grain tool that you can purchase at Home Depot, and it's actually about this big. It's a lot bigger than this, but I had to cut it down due to the fact that it wouldn't fit on the door panel and dashboard pieces. So then I got this piece that I cut off of it, and what you do with this is once you put your stain on there, you're going to go ahead and drag it like this. And on this situation, it works okay. Let me go ahead and show you what it's supposed to do when you have a surface that you can actually use this thing on. So if you look close at my storage room door, you'll see that that has a wood grain finish on it. Let me go ahead and close that so I can back it up. And that is not wood, that is paint using the wood grain tool that I just showed you. And then of course I went ahead and I believe I clear coated, I don't remember, but that's what it should do to manipulate real wood. And you can see a lot of people, when I tell them that that's paint, they freak out and they don't believe it. But if they look really close, they can see where the wood grain is actually dripping out of the door. So that was actually a very extreme job doing that, and I did that on my bathroom door as well. And that was almost an all-day job just doing those two doors. So doing the wood grain properly takes a large amount of time and patience. Now when I did those, I used a different finish. I did not use this stain. I used a faux, F-A-U-X, fast drying water-based finish to do it with. But in the small town that I live in, I can't find any of that, and I don't want to travel 200 miles. Actually, it's 125 miles, it would be 250-mile round trip to get some faux finish to do this. This will work just fine. But the faux, F-A-U-X, dye or stain or whatever you want to call it, actually works a lot better. So once again, this is going to be inside the vehicle. It's going to be camouflaged throughout the car and under the dash, so I'm thinking it's going to be okay. So we're going to go ahead and take our stain, and then we're going to just go ahead and do this. We're going to go ahead and paint it. I want to make sure we get those edges real good. The edges are important. Once again, I really don't like this Minwax. I would rather use, and then we'll go ahead and get in here, but I would rather use the faux. There wasn't no way to get any. So we got kind of screwed on that. Once again, we want to get our edges really good all the way around. And we're not trying to paint it where it is the same color all the way around. We're just getting it wet, you might say. All right, now that we've done that, I'm going to go ahead and try to use this. I don't know if it's going to work, but let's go ahead and see what happens. Yeah, see, this really isn't going to work on our dash panel. Okay, there it goes. Okay, so we're going to start like this, and then we'll go ahead and get it in here. So we're going to start like this, pull, there it is. Okay, we're going to start here. We're going to start with the top, and we're just going to go around it just like this. And we're going to start like that, and you can kind of see the wood grain coming out in it as I pull it. And I'm going this way with it, back and forth instead of up and down, because the dash pieces and the door panels are going this way. So actually, that actually looks pretty good. So we're going to stop right there with that. And then I'm going to take a dry brush, and I'm going to kind of just, on the edges, just kind of paint upward. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go up with it. And that's not working, so what I did is I cut some bristles off of a broom. So we're going to go ahead and do this with it. And then I'll go ahead and do the same thing right here to give it that wood look on the top. And then we'll come over here, do the same thing. We got to go up with that. And that would actually be a cross grain. So, and then we're going to come in here, and we're not done yet. That's not the finished product. I'm going to go ahead and take my little bristle brush I used and kind of just do this inside here. And then I'm going to go up there like that. And then to finish it off, I'm going to go ahead and take my bristle broom, and I'm just going to kind of lightly do this right here. And then we're going to try to use this again right here. There we go. All right, that looks good. That looks good. So it's starting to look like wood. Now on this tool, you can see it's got little teeth on there. So we're going to go ahead and, I don't even know if we ought to. We're just going to kind of drag it like this on these edges where it didn't hit. Just lightly. And I think it's starting to look like wood, really nice. You'll have to pick the color that you want to use. And I think we're going to leave it right there. That actually looks pretty good. And it actually looks like wood. So what I'll do now is I'm going to set this in the sun for about 35 or 40 minutes. Then I will go ahead and clear coat it with this stuff right here, this satin finish. And this is an oil-based paint, that is not water-based. Make sure that you use oil-based, not water-based. And then once we get it all done, I'll have to let it sit overnight. But once it's all done, we'll go ahead and unveil the situation and show you how easy it is. Now remember, You can use different colors. You don't have to use the colors I use. It depends on what you like and how you want it to look. So remember that when you do this. Okay, we finally got it painted. We finally waited overnight. Let's go ahead and pull the tape off. We're going to see what this thing looks like. And I think you're going to be really, really surprised. Let me get this untaped, and we're going to take a good look at it. And I think you can see how beautiful this thing's turning out. And speaking of options, this is basically the only option you have now. If you want a wood grain dash, you're going to have to do it yourself. You'll have to use your imagination and get her done. I think it takes longer. The most meticulous part of the whole job is actually taping it off. That's the real job of the whole deal, is taping it off and taking it off. But if you really, really want to do something and you want to accomplish something in life, you really just got to jump into it and do it. You can't squabble around, debate on it, think. And it really doesn't matter what you're doing. You can be planting trees, pulling weeds maybe. You know, you might have a kitchen full of dishes that are filthy dirty and stinking your house up. Your toilet might not have been cleaned in months. Or possibly you're looking at your garage and you see that old classic car or that old truck out there that's been waiting for you to jump on it. And you keep telling yourself that you'll do it later, or you always got an excuse not to do it. And in reality, you're just being a lazy ass. So being lazy is not going to get it done. And speaking of getting it done, I think we got her done right there. That looks beautiful. I like how it came out. It doesn't look factory. It doesn't look, what can we say, 10-point car show finish. But it looks good that when we install this in the truck, it's going to blend in and it's going to give it that factory look. You kind of see why I use the satin finish. Even with the satin finish, it's still got a glare on it. And I didn't want that glare. So the next thing that I got to do, and this one doesn't go in my truck, this is for another truck that I'm restoring, is I got to get my gauge pack out, just like this one, and completely rebuild it. I'm going to install brand new gauges. That's going to be a separate video on how to do that. We're going to completely rebuild this gauge pack. It's a brand new. You can see on the back, this is main culprit right here is your, look at this is your circuit board, and that's, if you don't have gauges working or you don't have lights that are coming on and working properly, that right there is normally the culprit of why it's not working, is your circuit board. So we're going to go take a gander. Now, I was telling you I restored the dash pad and the door panels at the same time that I did this. So let's just get a little bit of an angle of what it's going to look like. And then once I get my truck all together and the dash is completely done, we're going to get a super, super good look. But I'm really happy with the way this looks. I like the chrome trim on it. It came out nice. you know, using a brand new panel instead of an old panel made it look a lot better, and it's really gonna make the truck appear inside the truck that it's brand new from the factory. So there you go. And then if we come over here, here is our dash pad that I completely restored. This is a factory original dash pad that was found in the junkyard. It had cracks all over it and it was battered and tattered, and I went ahead and completely restored the dash pad on this. And then I pulled the original door panels out of the truck, 50-year-old door panels, and I went ahead and restored the door panels back to brand new. They really look nice. I like them. And the main thing is I went ahead and wood grained the trim on the door panels and on the dashboard to match the gauge panel. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete. I'll see you in a few days when we get this installed. I think you're really going to enjoy it. I really do. Well, this is actually several months later. I was in the middle of making that video and I thought I already had footage of it finished, but it's not. So let's walk outside. It's freezing cold out. It snowed a couple days ago. I'm in the middle of working on this Corvette right here, trying to get this thing done so I can get it out of my shop ASAP. We're in the middle of wiring it right now. Once that's done, the dash goes back together. We're going to finish this thing out. It's a beautiful car. It's going to leave my shop. The customer will hopefully be happy. We got to get this done. So in between time, let's go out there and look at that wood grain that my friend Pete restored. And hopefully you're going to like what you see. So there's the old 74 right there, sitting here in the snow. And beautiful truck. I love my truck. I will never sell this truck. But let's go ahead and open this up. We're going to start right here. You can see there's our door panels. That's the door panels that we refinished. I'm not happy with these. I had to buy brand new ones. They didn't match. This was the only brown ones they had, so we just went with them. But you can see here's our wood grain we put on our door panels. We come over here. There's the dash. Dash looks great. Look at that. And you can do this yourself. It's an easy job. It's not a hard job. There's our dashboard right there that we did underneath this carpet. I went ahead and bought one of these cheesy carpets just to cover it from the hot desert sun. But that's it, people. It's a beautiful job. It came out really nice. I'm happy with it. I had the seat recovered with some heavy-duty material. This is actually a Ford material that they put on it. You can see we've already stained the seat. I don't give a shit though. This is my truck. I enjoy my truck. I love driving this truck, and I drive it all the time. We went ahead and put the brand new gauges in. Don't forget to watch that video, how to restore your gauge panel. The only gauge that I did not replace is this one right here, and I'm going to tell you why while we're standing here, is because the aftermarket gauges are not the same as the factory gauges. The oil pressure line that hooks up to that gauge will not fit the aftermarket gauges. So remember that if you are going to restore and put brand new gauges in. Since I've had this truck and changed it, I have put 1,424 miles on that, driving to town and around Moab. So there you go, my friend Pete, your friend Pete, restoring vehicles, figuring out how to make them look beautiful, and doing a job that I can do to satisfy not just myself, but customers that are in a hurry. Take it easy, and we'll see you later. And there's Minnie pulling up right there. It's lunchtime. She just got back from church and work, and I'm going inside to eat lunch. We'll see you later. Make sure you watch all the other videos on this channel for tech tips and helpful hints of doing stuff. Oh my shit, hold on. We gotta walk very careful right here. This is ice. Don't want to slip and fall, people. We don't want to slip and fall. I got to get back to work. Take it easy, guys. We'll see you later. Diabolical nightmare wiring up this fucking thing. Wow.
Thanks for watching. D.I.Y. Automotive School. Classes don't stop till you know everything.